Pelvic tilt. So we're going to tilt our pelvis back and forward. And what we want to do is do it in a 5-iron posture. So you get in your golf posture, tilt your pelvis back and forward. You can do it quicker than this, back and forward. Now, if you have a sort of rocky motion, and when you're doing it sort of shake like that, that's called shake and bake. That's on the screen as well. But basically, we want to get in a 5-iron posture and be able to tilt our pelvis back and forward. We want to go back first to make sure we haven't got S posture. Next up, pelvic rotation. Get in a 5-iron posture again, and you're going to rotate your lower body with your upper body stand still. We don't want this movement left and right. So we get in a 5-iron posture, lower body moves, upper body stays completely stable. This is what it looks from the side. And what you're going to do is you're going to move your lower body with your upper body stand still. Allow you to sequence properly into the downswing and give you the ability to keep the club head on plane. Torso rotation, lower body stays still, upper body moves. So your lower body is going to stay completely still. We don't want to sway or slide either way. Lower body completely still, upper body rotates. This is from another angle. This is how you will start your backswing, and it stops you swaying if you have complete movement of the upper body. It can also help your putting stroke. But again, we don't want to be coming out of posture. Next up, overhead deep squat. So we're going to put our arms above. So you're going to start with your toes pointing directly forward, feet shoulder width apart. Arms up, and you're going to squat down. Now your hands should stay in line with your toes, and your toes shouldn't spin out one way or the other, and you shouldn't really be leaning forward. If I show it from this angle, as you squat down, your toes shouldn't spin out, and you shouldn't be leaning forward. And as you can see, you lean forward. If you do any of these, we need to go into the next one, which is arms down deep squat. So arms across your chest, and you're going to squat down again. Again, you should be able to squat down without leaning too far forward. If that's an issue, the next one we're going to do is to check the ankle. So just grab a golf club, put your hand in front of your toe, flat hand in front of your toe, your heel can't come off the floor, your knee has to stay still and doesn't go either side, and we're just going to move your knee towards the golf club. So again, flat hand in front of your toes, heel stays down, and you move your knee towards the golf club, not either side. If you're looking at it from the front, you'll see if I do it wrong, you'll see it go one side and the other. You should be able to go in a straight line. Another version of this is actually using a golf club. Put the golf club above your head and squat down. You can see now my hands are completely above my toes and don't lean forward. This is the way we will do it, but we want to make sure you haven't got the restriction in your shoulder before we do that. 90-90 test, elbow by your side. You're going to rotate your arm out, and your arm should go just past your back without leaning back. So we're not stealing the motion from our lower body. We're not moving our elbow forward. So elbow stays in roughly the same position. Arm goes back, and your forearm should be in one or two positions. It should either be past the line of your spine, so from your head to your hips, level with your line of spine, or in front of your spine. The position we want to be is obviously behind the spine. We're going to do the same thing in golf posture, and this will tell us about shoulder stability. It should be same as standing, equal to standing, or less than standing. This is it from the other side, and again you rotate. You can see I'm actually tighter on that side. Believe it or not, this side is less important, but it should go past. Next up is hip hinge, toe touch. So what we want to do is we want the hips to go back as we bend down to touch our toes. We don't really want to be leaning forward like that. This is a hip hinge movement, so the hips go back as we bend down and touch the toes. If you can't touch the toes, mark where you are going. If you struggle and you feel tight, we're going to do one foot and then the other and see if both of them are tight or one of them is tight. Next up, single leg balance. So you're going to stand on one leg. If you're okay, stand on one leg with your eyes open. So we're going to bring the knee up. TPI obviously do this slightly differently with your foot off the floor now, but if you bring your knee up, it's a good way to do the same exercise again and again. And then once you're comfortable, you're going to close your eyes, put it on a stopwatch or have someone with a phone. I'm going to do it for 10 seconds, minimum 10 to 15 seconds. And you can see as I struggle there, so you get another go. Close your eyes. Wobbling's okay, but as soon as that foot moves or we start spinning our arms, the flat foot, or you put a foot down, that's the end of the test. Next up is bridge. We're going to bridge up and extend the legs. Bridge up, extend the legs, and we're going to count how long we're staying in this position. We're looking for cramping in the hamstring will tell us that the hamstring is doing more of the work than the glute, but also as well we're looking to see the strength and stability of this movement. Here it is from the front. Again, as you extend up, we don't want the hip to drop. See, as I extend up there and the hip drops, that means the glute's weak. Same thing is if I start up and then the hip drops out of that level, again, that's weak. That would just be a fail straight away. I want to be able to go up and extend the leg without the glute dropping down. This is a variation of the lat length test. So we're going to line our backs with our feet flat on the floor. You want your lower back flat against the floor. So you're going to pelvic tilt back, flat against the floor, and then your arms just fall down. You're going to note where they are. If the elbows drop, you can see that there's tightness there. If you bring your elbows down and you extend your legs and your elbows drop, then obviously there's tightness in the lat. Next up, torso rotation test. You're going to set 2 clubs up on the floor. If you set the camera up so it's straight down the line like this, then you have a line to measure to. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a cross with 2 golf clubs. You're going to sit in the middle of the cross. The cross is obviously 90 degrees. If you're sitting in the middle, that is going to be 45 degrees. Put a club on your shoulder. Now we want to make sure that this is a spine rotation. You're not cheating by using your scapulars, moving your shoulders too much. You want to turn and you've got either past the line where you want to be. If I take this off now, you can see that I am past the line. You've also got level the line and short the line. Mark down both sides. If it's past the line, level the line or short the line. You don't want to cheat. See how I'm side bending then? You want to actually rotate. Switch it over to the other side. Again, you're putting a chair in the middle of the X. So you've made an X on the floor, but it's the one club that you can sort of see going down the line that you're going to test against and rotate. And obviously you can see it's a windy day that day. As you rotate, so you're testing your backswing here. Also as well, you want to make sure you keep your feet flat on the floor and your knees together so your knees don't move. Next up, we're going to test the forearms. You're going to rotate. So thumbs up, you're going to rotate out and rotate in. Basically, on your sheet, you will see what's a pass and what's a foul. Next up, we're going to do actual ulnar deviation. So basically we want to be able to see if you can actually move up. Wrist hinge up isn't as important as wrist hinge down, because wrist hinge down actually is how you put the club into impact. But we want to make sure it hinges up and hinges down. Forearm flexion extension. As you extend the wrists back and down, obviously on the sheet you want 60 degrees. Your lead arm is more important. The reason why your lead arm wants to be more important is that's how you're going to try and get into the impact position. But again, note the number. Okay, next up is lower quarter rotation, where we're actually testing the hip. You're going to get a 6 iron and any other iron, and what you're going to do is put the 6 iron level as though you're on the ground, and that will give you an angle of 60 degrees. You're going to put your toes square to the golf club. And then you're going to rotate your hips, and you want to go level with that line, past that line, or short of that line. Mark it down on your sheet. Same thing on the other side. We're now testing the backswing of each leg. First leg obviously is your back leg. Second leg is your front leg. Now we're going to test the downswing by switching over the other side. Again, we're now downswing of the lead leg. Should be either past the line, level to the line, or before the line. And that's the downswing. Last up is head rotation. You can take your chin down towards your chest, and shouldn't be able to get your hands in between your chin. Extend back as far as you can. Want to be 10 degrees, just short of level. Rotating this way, center of your collarbone. Again, you shouldn't be rotating all the way. So basically you should be able to turn, and the center of your chin and your nose should be in line with the center of your collarbone.